Y'all, look at this Cajun fried salmon and shrimp rice. But we can't forget the sauce on top. I call it like a breeze heat yum yum sauce. So that's what it's going to be. To get started, you're going to go ahead and cut your salmon into some bite-sized pieces. I like to cut mine into 3 first and then just work from there. It just seems to be a lot easier for me. So go ahead and cut them. If you want your pieces to be bigger, cut them bigger. If you want them to be smaller, cut them smaller. Just try to cut them kind of all in a uniform size. That way they are all going to be cooked at the same time. Because you would really hate for one of them to be cooked and the other one's undone. Because the recipe I'm about to give y'all is going to be some juicy salmon. You don't want no dry salmon. We ain't doing all that over here. Y'all know that. That's not how we come in and breeze heat. So next I'm going in with a teaspoon of each seasoning. It's going to be garlic salt, garlic powder, some McCormicks sea salt mix. I'll have the links below as well. Paprika, onion powder, and pepper. Mix it all together. We're going to be using this for the salmon, the sauce, the shrimp, the veggies, like whatever you need to do, like you're going to be using that. So that's why we did a tablespoon of each one. So getting started with our salmon, just going to go ahead and mix that, put some olive oil on it so it gets all up in there. Mix it around. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. If you don't want to get them dirty, wear some gloves. But as always, make sure that you wash your hands right after this. We're not doing none of that contamination or nothing like that. I wanted to start with the vegetables just to get them out of the way quicker. So I went ahead and oiled the pan with some hot olive oil. You can use grapeseed oil too. I just didn't have any more, but you can use that as well. I always put my hand over the pot or pan, I should say, to check how hot that oil is heating. So if you want to get a good idea of like if the oil is hot or anything like that, you can always just put your hand over it. If it's heating up and you can feel that heat, it might be about time to put those vegetables in. But you're going to go ahead and mix those all up and take them out. Once you're done, start with your salmon. Go ahead and put each piece in there. Make sure that each piece is laying flat. You don't want them kind of bumped up on each other. You want them all to be laying flat so they can cook. And once they're all in there, I think I went in for probably, since it's bite size, it cooked so much faster. So it was only like 3 to 4 minutes before I started flipping them. And yes, some of the pieces are like breaking apart. That just shows you that it's about to be nice and juicy. But you're going to make sure that you pick up all of those pieces because it's going to go really well in your rice to have some pieces that are kind of broken apart already as well. So go ahead, mix that up. And once it's done, you're going to take them off and set them aside. If you want to use a paper plate, do that. Because, you know, I am a fan of not making extra dishes. And we're going to talk about the paper plates over here. Going in with that same seasoning and some olive oil. You're going to drench the salmon. Why did I say salmon, y'all? That is clearly some shrimp. You're going to mix your shrimp all up together. And like I said, using the same seasoning, it's just going to be a lot easier. Same pan. Everything's going to be in this cast iron or whatever pan you decide to do it in. You don't have to do this in a cast iron. It can be done in any pan. If you want to use a wok, you can use that since it's going to be a little fried rice. Also, make sure that your rice is 1 day old. If it's not a day old and you just want to make this recipe right now, go ahead and make some rice right now. Put that stuff in the refrigerator and then come back after you got all the groceries and everything like that. But you want to have the key of this fried rice is making sure that it's at least cooked prior to this and chilled a little bit. But yeah, go ahead and make that shrimp. 2 minutes on each side. I had the heat on like a medium high. So 2 to 3 minutes on each side. That's the key to some good shrimp. You don't want to overcook it or anything like that. Add in that day old rice. Here we go. You can see that it's kind of like at that chill spot where it doesn't look all mushy and stuff like that. And if you need help with cooking rice, for 1 cup of rice, there's 2 cups of water. You know, put it on the medium heat. Let it get that, and then drop it down to low once it's mostly done. But yeah, going back in with some of that seasoning. You're going to season this to your own taste and your own liking. And once it's all well incorporated, add up in them vegetables, mix that around. And if you notice, we did use that same like kind of juice from the meat that was cooked in. So keep that. You're going to make it all in the same pan. You need that. And this is like a little key ingredient that I've been doing for my fried rice lately is softening some butter, adding some garlic to it, mix it well together, and then put it in that rice. I promise y'all fried rice will never be the same. In that is just a holy grail right now for me in my fried rice. So go ahead, use that. If you want to use that for any other recipe, do that. I think I'm going to make some like garlic butter for y'all one day. But yep, back to this. Next, add in, I went in with about half of the meat. I'm not gonna lie to y'all because I wanted to put the other half on top after I mix it in well, because you'll see me like mixing it in well, and then when I pour the sauce, there's like some more meat. That's just for presentation wise. You don't have to do that. You can pour it all in, mix it around. Just be careful so you ain't getting rice all over the place, because I did get a few pieces on the side, but as you can see, like all the meat's not in there, but you can definitely see like the rice is nice and juicy. You see those scrimps? Oh yeah, them scrimps. So I went in, yes, my stuff's on a paper plate because are y'all coming to the house about to do any of my dishes? No, and I didn't think so. Had to move a few pieces around to make it look good. Added some parsley so it could look like a bad bitch. And here we go with the sauce. What I did for this Breeze Heat fake yum yum wanna be my new rice sauce is just melted butter, heavy whipping cream, and those seasonings that I put all in there. I let it sit with the rice, I would say, for about 6 minutes, so everything had a chance to cool. And once it cools, it kind of like melts into the rice. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see how it just melted into that rice like that? But yeah, this is what a piece of it looked like. And y'all know I'm finna eat it. Y'all know I am.